Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everybody doing? We're live. We are going to give everybody a couple of minutes to find us.
I got 3
I'm going to
people
adjust
here.
this. How's that?
Works for me.
I need to turn it more your way.
No.
No.
Hey, we've already got 1 thumbs up. We got 9 people joining us. The chat is taking its sweet time to pull up.
Yep.
Hey, Blue Ridge Prepper, what's up?
Blue Ridge Prepper. You're the first one.
Wow, here
You're the
comes
first one in the
everybody.
chat to say hi.
Hey, everybody.
Jackie Smith, White Pines Homestead, Rika and Alicia Stelling.
Hey, it's Shakira.
Kelly Clark. Mom, 2 girls, 2
Yay,
boys.
there's Jennifer with Chaos and Grace. So Shakima is also doing keto. If you guys want some more keto inspiration, head on over to 1 Mom, 2 Girls, 2 Boys, 8 in all. You remember when I made those keto sausage balls?
Yeah.
I got those from her.
Okay. Those were good.
They were good.
Those were very good. Well, welcome everybody. This is Freedom Homestead. I'm Jack.
I'm Tangy.
And welcome. It's good to see some familiar faces popping up in our chat.
Yes.
And if you are new to our channel, welcome. We're happy to have you join us. We've been posting a lot of videos lately on Tangy's keto diet that she has been doing.
It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
Well, she has really gotten into it over the last couple of weeks.
Well, I took a break.
Yeah.
I had to take, because we were in between paychecks and we needed to let our groceries stretch a little.
Yeah.
And so I had to go off of it. And going off of it, I think, was a good decision because it made me see how much better I felt. And so I am back on. I'm killing it.
How do you know you're killing it?
Because,
how do you know?
Okay, first of all, y'all know I'm a Southern girl. I love sweet tea. I love biscuits. I love pie. And in the last 24 hours, I even posted this on my Facebook. I have turned down no-bake cookies, chocolate pie. We went to a Mexican restaurant. I had no tortillas, no tortilla chips. I said, no, I don't want that. I want the stuff that makes me feel good. Haven't I? I've been killing it.
Yeah, I just didn't know what you meant by you've been killing it. I didn't know if you were already seeing results or it's just the fact that you're committed to it.
Both.
Okay, good.
Well, like I said, the fact that knowing how I felt before keto, what do I always complain about?
You're always tired.
I'm always tired. But when I'm on keto, I'm not. Have you noticed that? I don't complain about being tired.
Okay.
He's not noticed.
Oh, you wanted a nap all day yesterday, though.
Because it was Sunday. Sunday is the nap day. Because I don't get one during the week.
Okay.
But anyway, just being able to turn away foods that I know is going to throw me off track.
I can see that.
To me, that's like the big thing.
Yeah.
Because if you have a sugar addiction, being able to say no to things like pie and no-bake cookies.
Hello, Nunda. We got more people coming in. Do I get a prize? Tangy's towels.
What?
Oh, he was the first one in, Blue Ridge Prepper was the first one in the chat.
Yeah.
To say something.
Let's see.
You got to shout. I don't know. No, we don't have a prize to give away, but.
How long did it
props,
take for? Okay, so Wolf Mountain said, how long did it take for you to get to the point where you stopped craving? Okay, so I still have moments, but here's what I do. And I was actually telling my cousin this. I said, it's weird, but it helps. So like when my daughter brought home no-bake cookies from work, I wanted it.
Yeah.
But here's what I did to overcome that. I got on Pinterest. I found that there is a keto option for no-bake cookies. And it helped me to calm down. It's like, I can still have that. I can't have that particular recipe, but I can still have no bake cookies. And just knowing that helped. And then the same thing when his mom made chocolate pie. I came home, I looked up keto chocolate pie. There is a recipe for that. So I was able to calm down.
Nunda said something that I've actually learned, even though I'm
Yes.
not really doing the keto diet. Every time she fixes a keto friendly meal, I mean, I eat it and I like it.
Right.
But I'm not just all out doing strictly the diet, because I'll eat a no-bake cookie.
Yeah.
I will still drink a glass of sweet tea during the day. But I have noticed what she said. Once you get off sweets, everything seems way too sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I was out in the backyard working today. She brought me a glass of sweet tea, and I was like, wow, this is super sweet. And she said, well, I've actually been cutting the sugar in it. But yeah, it just seemed extra sweet.
Yes.
Now.
So Earth One, I know you, asked how long has keto been around? I actually don't know. I know it's been around for at least a few years, but to me the science behind it makes sense. It's not something that I plan on doing forever, because I do believe that grains are good for you.
Yeah.
But right now, keto is about becoming a fat burning machine.
Yeah, it's what is making you feel good right now,
Yes.
and you're able to do it, and you're excited about it.
Yes.
And
the science behind it is, well, between keto and Trim Healthy Mama, I have learned that your body burns two fuels to keep you functioning. It burns carbs or glucose, and it burns fat. In order to be successful in weight loss, you need to separate those two, so that way your body is burning one fuel at a time.
Yeah.
Now, someone said that, okay, Hike with Mike said, in my opinion and in my experience, exercise is the best way to get fit. Absolutely. And to get fit. Weight loss, you mostly take care of in the kitchen. But to get fit, yes, you absolutely must exercise.
And if you can do both,
yes,
then that's the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
You got to eat right, and then you need to exercise.
Right.
You need to have some sort of routine where you're staying fit.
Yes.
I mean, just to be strong and healthy, it requires both.
Right.
And if you can balance those out, and you don't have to go CrossFit, you don't have to go all, some people go crazy on the diets, some people go crazy on the exercise. Find the balance that works for you.
Yes.
Because everybody's body is different, and what gives her a whole lot of energy may not give me energy at all.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, we've already figured that out.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we've said all along is, when it comes to finding what is exactly what he's saying, it's no one size shoe fits all. Like my friend Amanda, she can't have any animal products because they make her very, very sick. So she's got to find what works for her.
And after we did eat our meal tonight, what did we do?
We went for a walk.
We went for a walk. We went outside and we got our blood pumping.
Hiking is great for fitness. I used to hate hiking, but now I enjoy it because there are things about nature that I've learned that I enjoy. So I love spotting like wildflowers and things that you can eat that grow in nature, medicinal herbs and things.
And you know what's great about keto is Sunday morning, what did we have for breakfast?
Bacon.
We had bacon.
Yes.
That's a diet that you can eat bacon.
Yeah.
And been drinking that coffee.
Bulletproof.
When I say that coffee, she's been drinking the bulletproof coffee.
Yes.
What's the bulletproof coffee for those people that don't know?
Bulletproof coffee has healthy fat in it, which I know some people are like, oh, I can't even imagine putting something fatty in a drink. It's delicious.
What do you mean by healthy fat?
Well, like,
what do you put in it?
I put coconut oil in mine. A lot of people like to put grass-fed butter. So I put coconut oil and half and half. And I do have a non-sugar sweetener that I put in mine. and I blend it, and it's a wonderful coffee, like creamy coffee drink that also helps me to feel full because it has all that satisfying fat in it.
And I ate most of the bacon.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I posted, if you follow us on Facebook, Freedom Homestead on Facebook, or you follow us on Instagram, you saw a beautiful stack of bacon Sunday morning that was posted, and it was very good. Was it somebody posted on? I said this today, and then she reminded me. She said somebody actually posted that on our Facebook or on commented on that, but I didn't realize that. They said my favorite essential oil is bacon grease, and I thought that was funny. I like that.
Yeah, oh, that was funny.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, well, I was just going to say, Wolf Homestead, where are we at? Wolf Mountain Homestead asked, how long did I notice the energy? And honestly, I didn't notice that I was getting more energy until I went off of keto for a few days. And the first day, or the second day off of keto, I slept all day long.
Mm-hmm. We're getting some comments about the bulletproof coffee. And about bacon, of course, and that's always appropriate to comment on bacon.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tell her how long it was. I was on it for 2 weeks before I stopped being on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I did not experience the keto flu. I know a lot of people, the keto flu, people talk about having flu-like symptoms, which is when you're, kind of detoxing from carbs or whatever. I didn't really experience
That's when you get on it and your body is adjusting?
Yeah, like you have the headaches and the body aches and the tiredness and all of that stuff.
Well, that's good.
But I had all the signs of being fat adapted. So I don't know.
What else we got?
Paul Cullen, really? 2 weeks, really? Yes, 2 weeks, really. Let's see. Von Ter said, it's totally worth it. I was skeptical, but it was great.
I'm just reading these comments.
Yeah, Pure Living for Outdoor said, I did. It was down for 2 days. Yeah. Okay, so Wolf Mountain said, my dad did keto for a couple weeks, and his keto flu was horrible, and he gave up. Yeah, I think what I've read and what I've heard is that the way to kind of get over that hump is drinking electrolytes. Make sure you're getting plenty of fluids. Because one of the things, and I didn't realize this was part of it, is that as you break away from carbs, your body starts to lose a lot of inflammation, and that comes out through your urine. And as you go to the bathroom, you're losing potassium, sodium, and magnesium, and which you need all of those things. And that's why they say to drink electrolytes, make sure you're getting plenty of potassium, magnesium, and sodium to prevent the keto flu.
I had a thought and it went.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Goodness, Chaos and Grace. Sounds like you guys are having a crazy time out there with the weather and things. Earthquakes and tornadoes. Wow.
Where at?
She's in Illinois. No, Iowa. You're in Iowa? Right. I think it's Iowa.
Earthquakes? Wow.
Let's see. Remington said, can you make a meal while I'm vision impaired and would love to see a...
Yeah, Illinois, near Iowa. It's crazy.
Okay.
Charlotte Jerome, keto is fantastic. They've lost over 80 pounds using keto and exercise. 50 pounds to go. That is amazing. That is so good. Good for you.
So Remington is asking, can you make a meal while blindfolded? They are visually impaired and would love to see someone prepare a meal blindfolded. That would be difficult.
Pure Living for Outdoors had a tornado touchdown yesterday, just a mile and a half, 15 miles from them. Now you're in Oklahoma, right? So you're in Tornado Alley. Is that correct? Because, wow, I can't imagine
let's see.
The type of storms you get through that area.
Wow, Charlotte lost 80 pounds, 50 pounds to go.
I just read that.
Okay, well, I was trying to read the other one.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was commenting on that while you were reading.
It's hard to lose weight. I mean, man, you are a champion for getting that far. That is incredible. Good for you.
Yeah, Pure Living for Outdoors. Yes, we are. They're in the Oklahoma Tornado Alley area.
Wow.
Um,
Hey, Linda.
we've had a lot of rain lately, but we've had good weather actually here in Kentucky. We've had it hasn't been quite as hot. It's
Today has been nice.
It's been in the upper 80s today. It was probably just mid 80s. It rained really bad we had a nice downpour this morning, and then it cleared up the whole rest of the day. I was able to get the yard mowed. We've got a guy working out here in our backyard hooking up some electricity for us, and I hung up a hammock for my son. It was a birthday or Christmas?
I think it was a Christmas gift. My dad set Parker up to be a wilderness survivor.
He got our son this amazing, I guess you could call it ultimate prepper gift for our son.
Yes.
For a kid.
So he had like a survival pack.
Well, he had a nice backpack.
Yeah, a really nice.
Amazing little tactical backpack, but he's got a hammock. He had
rope. A book on tying knots, an outdoor survival.
A multi-tool.
A multi-tool, all kinds of
a hatchet,
cool
I
stuff.
believe.
Yep, there was a hatchet.
Was a fire starter.
Fire starter, a compass.
So he's been in the hammock all afternoon checking it out.
And a copy of the book Hatchet.
Yep.
Lots of good stuff.
So sorry, I kind of digressed there for a moment, but that was, I'm just thinking about what we had today.
Yeah. Let's see. So Shakima says, I have not lost a pound yet, but I feel the best I have ever felt. I'm staying the course and sticking to it. Yeah, I've not lost that much. I've lost inflammation. My face has slimmed back down, but it did get puffy once I went off of keto for those few days. So yeah, I'm loving it too, and I feel really great. Hey, Bro Farms, what's up? Been trying to plant our fall garden for a week. Won't stop raining. Yeah.
Yes, the way we've got the hammock is we take it down. It's it's strapped to the trees, but then it's just a carabiner on each end. We just take it off, bring it in. So we did bring it in. But that's a good tip. You don't want to leave that thing out.
Yeah. Let's see. I ate rice for months and turned into a twig. Well, that is awesome. But you're a dude, and food affects men so much differently than they affects women.
Absolutely.
There's actually, I saw, not really a meme, but an image on Pinterest, and it says, husband, I'm going to stop using creamer in my coffee for a week, loses 10 pounds. Wife, I'm going to eat nothing but vegetables, gains 2 pounds. Yeah. I was like, that sounds about right. Oh, man.
Rhonda Coleman is from Western Kentucky, so they're very close to us, probably.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Leanne, don't always weigh yourself as you will find you lose sizes. If your clothes are fitting better, you are losing fat. That is very true. Yeah, I'm always going to weigh myself just because I like to see the numbers change. But I know that that's not what you should gauge.
Thanks, Wolf Mountain. Good night, guys.
All right, Wolf
Gotta get
Mountain.
those kids to
girl.
bed.
Yes, all those sweet babies. Yeah. Have a great day.
I'm sorry, didn't.
Oh, that's okay.
Hey, what you got over there? That looks good. I want some of that.
Nice segue. So, I watched Keto Connect, which I know y'all heard me talk about them before, and they were talking about this jerky called Duke's. Have any of you all tried this? We went to a new outdoor store that opened up in our area, and they had this, and I was like, ooh, that's going to be a fun treat, and we all loved it. It's delicious. It's jerky, but it's in links, like sausage links. They're very, very good. Oh, Leanne, that's so nice. Yep, Amanda's my buddy. She's my bestie. But yeah, this flavor is...
It's got a spice to it.
Cajun style andouille.
This has a nice kick to it.
It's really good.
It's smoky, and it's spicy.
Yes.
And it's peppery.
And it's only 1 net carb per link.
Give me none.
No. There's only 2 left.
Okay.
And they're mine. No, we have not. Well, we've not made any venison jerky with our venison.
We're out of venison.
We are out.
We're currently out.
Eaten all of it. But we plan to do that. this
Well,
fall, we
I
hope.
really hope I can get another deer or, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got to touch base with some people, make sure that he's got a place to hunt again this fall.
Were you going to do a channel shout out?
I was going to do a channel shout out.
Go for it.
What did I say I was going to shout out? Oh yeah, now I know. Duh. Okay, so we were, we normally do a channel shout out, and I wanted to shout out Southern Mama's Coffee Break. If you guys follow Cherish over at Living with Hope, and if you've followed me for more than a year, or Amy Fuel from the Fuel Homestead, then you guys have probably heard of Southern Mama's Coffee Break. Amy and I are no longer part of it. We both decided that we needed to concentrate our efforts in other places. But Cherish is keeping that fun thing going. She's got 2 new co-hosts, and she's doing things differently, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
This is good jerky, by the way.
So anyway, Southern Mama's Coffee Break. They come on every Thursday morning at 9 Central or 8 Central. I can't remember.
Wow.
It's one of those. So anyway, check them out. They're great.
Chaos and Grace.
Yay.
Got 4 deer, and you were out by the end of the winter?
Yeah, they've got a big family. They've got, how many kids do you have? 4 or 5? I can't remember.
We went through it. Yeah. We got 1, but we also had, didn't we have somebody give us some deer meat too?
Yes. Yeah, we had a lot of deer too.
So we probably had the equivalent of 2 deer.
Yeah, I would say
and
that's right.
it lasted us quite a while.
Yeah.
But we didn't eat it constantly.
We ate it a lot.
We ate it on a regular basis,
Yeah.
but we didn't eat it constant. But it lasted a while.
It did. It did. And then my cousin gave us all of that ground deer.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I was thinking about him, and then your cousin gave us some of his, and then Katie gave us some of hers.
Yeah. So
and
we
then we had our own.
Maybe 2.5.
2.5 deer. That's probably about right. Let's see. Andrea said, are you having any trouble with a sweet tooth? I did it in the beginning, and I occasionally still do. And I talked about this before. Anytime I am tempted by a sweet, I look up the keto version of that recipe. And even though I haven't made the keto versions yet, just knowing that they're there helps. It like relieves me. That makes no sense at all. But you know how when you're having a craving, you kind of have this like weird almost panic that you've got to have that right now. So just knowing that there is a keto version of that sweet helps me to calm down.
We've got New Zealand with us tonight. Let's see.
1870s.
We got 1870s with us tonight now. Welcome. If y'all have not checked out their channel, please check out 1870s Homestead. You won't regret it. That's a fun channel to watch. They're great people.
Earth One said, do you do catch and cook from your hunting? Not yet.
No.
Not yet. But I'm sure you watch Arms Family Homestead. They've been doing a lot of that
Arms
lately.
Family Homestead. They love doing that.
Yeah.
They recently did that with a rattlesnake. But normally they go fishing. But yeah, I'm just right now, my job and just what we got going on here, it's not allowing me a whole lot of time to just get out. I don't have any time to really even go fishing, which, oh man, doesn't that sound terrible? Mm-hmm. But anyway, if I did, I would be doing some catch and cook.
Yeah. So Jump Off A said, Tangy, tell us about your homeschool mom box experience today. You were so surprised and happy. Yeah. So this morning, I published a video about the homeschool mom box swap. And basically, it was this collection of YouTube homeschool mamas. This was put together by Rachel from Day to Day Joys. And it's kind of like a secret sister thing where we get somebody's name and we get a little bit of details about them, but we're challenged to follow them on social media, follow their YouTube channel, learn about them. And then we had a shopping dollar limit of $25. And then we shop for that mama, to encourage them and kind of lift them up, get ready for the school year. And so I got Serena at the Falco family, And it was kind of intimidating shopping for her because she has a very beautiful modern sense of style, and I don't. I'm very more down to earth, I guess, more I don't know, casual, I guess. So I was like, I hope I get things that she likes. But I watched her video and she seemed to really like the things that I picked out for her. But I got Boy Boss Mama shopped for me. And yeah, everything she picked out, it was like she's known me for years. She just really cute farmhousey things, the Pioneer Woman, dish towels, and things like that. It was so much fun, and I really loved it. It was great.
We got people chatting about the catch and cook. Yeah, Pure Living for Outdoors was actually in a catch and cook video. Him and Arm's family, they all got together and went on a fishing trip or something, and they had a blast, a big fish fry.
Yes.
Nothing like getting together and having a big fish fry right after a big fishing trip.
Yes. Blue Ridge Prepper said she made some fat bombs. I mixed up some fat bombs one time for myself. Bomb? Well, again, keto is about it's a high fat diet. It's not a high protein diet. It's a high
what's
fat
a fat
diet.
bomb?
So a fat bomb is like a little treat that you make, and it's usually composed of butter, coconut oil, peanut butter, anyway, and it's a little treat made mostly of fat that you eat. It can be sweet or savory, and it just kind of helps get your fat in your system to help carry you through the day.
Alrighty.
I hope I explained that right.
Since she talked about the homeschool box, let me plug this because we have this great collection of people that follow us, or we follow them, or you guys chat with us on these live videos, and there's a bunch of you that are homesteaders, there's a bunch of you that are preppers, some of you will do both, some of you are homesteaders, some of you are homeschoolers, and I would highly recommend that you listen to a podcast that I listened to today while I was mowing my yard. And you can go to wallbuilderslive.com. That's wallbuilderslive.com and look at their podcast for today. It was about homeschooling, and it was just really cool hearing how homeschooling seems to be doing so well. Universities are recruiting homeschoolers now. It used to be where different states had to really push hard to get a college to accept a homeschool diploma. Well, now most states, especially Texas, they recognize it just like a high school diploma, and now they're recruiting them to come because they make much better college students. There's all kinds of studies out. It was a neat podcast because they talked about all the studies out now, how they're actually better prepared for, I guess, socialization outside of school, because they're not spending 8 hours a day with 30 other kids the same age. They're spending it with adults, and they're doing real life activities. So when they get out in the real world, they're the first ones that start conversations and start talking to people. And I'm not around with 30 other kids my own age. I'm not saying that public schools don't teach that, and there's not some great kids that come out of the public school system. She's one of them, but I just try. But I'm not knocking public schools, but the whole stereotype for homeschooling. Right. It's a great podcast to listen to because it talks about all the great things that are going on with it, and it focused mainly on Texas. They talked about some resources that you can go to online to help, and they actually said in Texas there's more people homeschooling than there are kids in private school. And the number one profession sending their kids to homeschool, or the number one profession now having their kids homeschooled, are actually teachers.
Public school teachers.
Public school teachers.
In fact, we got someone in the chat that's a public school teacher that homeschools her
I
kids.
thought that was interesting.
Did you hear what I
really,
just said?
yes, I heard you, and it's cool. I thought that was interesting. So it's a neat wallbuilderslive.com, and they had a really cool homeschool podcast today.
We actually, as part of our government lessons, listen to Wall Builders just because there is so much amazing information that you don't get at school. A lot of things I didn't learn in public school.
Well, the 3 days before that, their podcasts were all about the Constitution, Founding Fathers, and the Second Amendment. It was a 3-day series, and that was amazing too. Mm-hmm. So if you got any of you Second Amendment people out there that want to know the whole Founding Fathers, original intent, Constitution, laws back then compared to what's going on today. It was amazing to listen to. It was very encouraging, very knowledgeable. All right, I haven't looked at any comments here because I went on a rant.
Shakima said, # single teacher mom that homeschools. Shakima's the bomb. She just is. She's just awesome.
That is cool.
Let's see.
Well, both of us taught school too for a while.
We did. Well,
not in public school, but we did both teach.
Mm-hmm. See, Pure Living for Outdoors said, my 2-year-old just started Wii School, and 1 week after, everyone has a runny nose. Yes, and so it begins. Actually, I teach Sunday school at our church, and I teach the 5 and 6-year-olds. And 2 weeks ago was the first week back. This Sunday, I had 2 of my students out because they were homesick. Yeah.
Those first couple of weeks, everybody getting back together and passing everything around.
Yeah, Marie, I actually did look up Thomas Jefferson education. I can't remember where I first saw that phrase, but I did look it up, and I was really interested by that. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She makes a good point.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on the person, what they want to study. I'm all for higher education, but it doesn't necessarily mean college.
Right.
But I'm all for, once the high school is over, continue being educated in some way. Maybe it's a trade, maybe it's a skill, maybe it is college.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you personally, I would say the last 10 years of my life, and I'm 40, what am I now, 45? The last 10 years of my life, I've learned more because I really got interested in certain subjects and started just personally delving in and studying stuff.
Right.
And I've learned so much in the last 10 years about things that is probably 10 times more than what I ever learned in college.
Right. And I think with homeschooling, you just kind of give your kid that advantage where they have the time to explore interests and not having to adhere to an agenda that they're not interested in or don't really need.
Now, granted, the degree I got in college got me the job I have today, and I'm very thankful and very blessed for.
That is awesome, Shakima.
But anyway.
Shakima says she certifies a large number of her students each year in Microsoft Office Suite, which is huge. I mean, they're going to go right out of high school with that skill already. So that's amazing. She said she's a career tech teacher. That is so cool. Let's see. TJED, Thomas Jefferson Education is about owning your education, definitely lifetime learning. Absolutely.
We got another one from Kentucky joining us.
Yes. Well, been reading Mandy's comments, and she said she's a graduate, a homeschool graduate. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
I haven't been. I've let a lot of these comments slip by, so sorry if you got me a question and I didn't see it. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Jump Off A said, so you're saying you're just as smart as a 5th grader? I guess they're talking to you.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh me. Yeah, it's really amazing when I talk to. Of course, my kids haven't been in the public school for about, I guess, 5 years. I keep losing track of how long we've been homeschooling. So let's say 5 years. In 5 years, the schools here, the schools that our kids would be going to, have done away with textbooks. Everything is electronic. Really? Yes. So no work is being sent home. So the parents really have no way of tracking themselves what their kids are learning and what they're doing. And then of course you have this new math, and you've got,
Yeah. So they always talk about, schools are always telling parents to be involved, and now they're making it where the parents are having a harder time knowing what the heck's going on.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know if it's that way everywhere. I just know here in the school system here, where our kids would be going, that's the way it is now. So that's
Do our kids have to take a test to prove their abilities?
No.
No.
Not in Kentucky.
Nope.
There are some states that require end-of-year testing for homeschoolers, but ours do not.
Do you test them, though, while you're homeschooling them?
No.
No. Well, Parker used to do a lot of spelling tests.
He would do spelling tests, but now I don't really see that he needs them. Because he does fine.
We have done it, but we don't really do it now.
No, because I see what they know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if there's something that needs to be corrected, we correct it. So, yeah.
Yeah, another thing they were talking about on that podcast, again, I think they were mostly referring to the stats in Texas, is, or maybe it was another state. It was California, actually. They started talking about homeschooling in California, where California passed legislation that if you wanted to homeschool your kids, you had to be a certified teacher.
Actually, yeah, it is in that way in some states.
They've rescinded it.
Where?
In California.
Oh, in California?
Yeah, they got rid of it because I think only 7% of the population was certified, but so there was 80-something percent, or no, see, public school. Anyway, they found out that the homeschool kids actually had higher test scores and were a notch above. And so they rescinded that and said, well, maybe they don't have to have a certification in teaching, because it seems like they're doing much better on their own anyway. So they got rid of that, which is cool. I mean, every once in a while a state gets it right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying California's got everything right, but they got that right. At least they got rid of that, and they recognize that parents are teachers anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Pure living's leavings.
Yeah. Now we will homeschool through 18, because what we're doing, we're using we're using a certain curriculum, but the people that created this curriculum also have an academy. So what our plan is to do is in our kids' senior year, we're going to enroll them in the academy, and then they can graduate from that academy. So they will get a high school diploma. So that way, whatever they want to do, they're not limited by anything. They'll have that high school diploma, because my understanding is there are some colleges, if our kids choose to go to college, that do not recognize homeschool diplomas. So anyway, we just want to make sure that whatever they want to do, they're ready.
Yeah, I mean, we're not telling them to do that or do this, but we want to make it available for them.
Yeah.
We want them to have the ability to pursue what they want to after that.
Right. So yeah, so we'll go through. She'll be 17, right?
Who?
Emily, when she graduates.
Yes. Well.
Yes, because she'll be 17 July 1st, and then we'll do the school year. Is that right? Oh my gosh, that's next year.
Yeah, she's a junior this year.
Kills me.
Yes.
But going back to Jump Off's question about testing, real life is the test. And we take our kids have some of their own money, and so we go to the store. They have to figure out how much something is going to cost, if they've got enough money. Then they go and they pay for it, so they're counting money. I think that's the test, is can you function in real life? And we can see that as they actually function in real life. And if there's something that they're lacking on, we just practice more.
Do you think that socializing kids during high school would benefit the kids better to know their peers? No, I don't. Our kids socially, I would put them against any kid in a public school, and they would probably do better.
Right.
And I'm not just bragging on our kids. I'm just saying that is something that that's the big knock. That's the number one knock when people say they homeschool. They say, "Well, why aren't you going to let your kids socialize? What are they going to do?" And to be honest, all the test results and all the polls out there where they have, it's determined that these kids have better social skills too.
Right.
And that's why colleges and businesses and are recruiting homeschool kids.
Right. Yeah. And another thing too, I mean, there are a lot of points that can be made when it comes to socialization of your children. First of all, some of the most socially awkward people I know were public schooled. You know, so really it's not exactly their environment that they're thrown in, but it also has a lot to do with the person.
Yeah, everybody's different. I mean, I can always find awkward people that were homeschooled or awkward people that were public schooled.
Right.
I mean,
also, yeah, I mean, we have an active youth group with our church. Our kids have a lot of friends, and they go places and they talk to people and they do a lot of things. And both of my kids are going to generally be the first person that starts a conversation.
Yeah. Well, our daughter's already working. And I mean, she's loving it. And even some of the other kids that she's working with have already kind of, she's doing her job and they're taking breaks and they're just like, hey, get back in there and do it. But so, I mean, she's just, of course, we've tried to teach her values of hard work and being honest and not trying to get things for nothing.
Right.
But, so she's enjoying her job and she knows she's earning money now for things that she wants.
Yes. So Bonterre brought up a good point. Church is a great place to learn to socialize with others. There are such things as homeschool co-ops, which when I was new to homeschooling, that was something that I didn't know what that is. So if you don't know what a homeschool co-op, for those of you who are may be thinking about homeschooling, a homeschool co-op is where a bunch of homeschoolers get together. There's different structures. Some are very formal, where you have parents that will teach different subjects. So let's say you've got one parent that's really good at art and you've got another parent that's good at literature. They're going to switch off and teach a class and do something fun. The co-ops that we've been involved with, we just get together, we do field trips, we do activities and things like that. So it's not so formal, but it gives the kids, new people to meet, and the moms get to hang out with each other. So that's a lot of fun. And then, of course, church. If you have a good church and a good active youth group, it's a really great way to get involved in your community and to have that fellowship. And it's really nice to know who your kids are hanging out with. I think that for me is a big thing.
Well, comment there, a lot of that depends on the parents, and you're probably referring to the socialization.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, it all depends on the parents. When you say it all depends on the parents, I don't care if you're talking about socialization, hard work, how they behave. It all starts at home.
Absolutely.
It all starts with the family.
Whether you're a homeschooler or a public schooler,
and
all of those things start
if you have followed this one for a long time, you know that our kids are going to be sociable.
Yes.
Because
go ahead.
This is her mom.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
I'm a social butterfly.
And we got into this entire homeschool subject from that box you opened today.
Yeah.
Because you had that box and opened it, and you posted that video today, and someone mentioned it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Jump Off They said, how would you find such a co-op? First, check with your local county school board. Sometimes they have a list of homeschool co-ops. Go to your public library. They generally will have a list of co-ops. Do a Google search with your county in your state, and then co-ops, and then also
And ask around. If you know other families that are homeschooling, talk to them. You know, find that circle and get the word out.
Right.
And just see if anybody lets you know if
Yes.
there's one out there.
And it's amazing where if you just mention, like, okay, when we lived at the other house, we had a Girl Scout come to the house. She was selling Girl Scout cookies. And I was like, so how old are you? And she was about Emily's age at the time. And I was like, really? And I was like, do you like the Girl Scouts? Who's your Girl Scout leader? And I said, and I don't mean to sound creepy, but the reason why I'm asking is because we just started homeschooling, and my daughter might be interested in being in Girl Scouts. And she goes, oh, well, I'm homeschooled too. I was like, really? So, I mean, just mentioning it, someone will know. They'll either be homeschoolers or they'll know someone that homeschools, and then you can just swap information, because homeschoolers tend to like to flock together.
Yeah, Facebook in your area too. You know, social media these days. Local social media, that will find a lot of that information.
Yes. I love how Bonterra said parents are supposed to be a child's first and best teacher. It starts in the home. Absolutely.
It does.
And I think that was one thing, and I can say I was guilty of this when my kids went to public school. You know, I was a busy working mom. I had a lot on my plate, and I just kind of feel like, you know, that's the teacher's job. It's their job to know what my kid needs. And I was not involved. I mean, I would check on them and if I got a note or whatever, but you know, and I think a lot of us in our society, because we are busy.
Somebody said, hey, Parker.
We are busy, and so we just kind of relinquish that responsibility, and we shouldn't do that. I mean, we can't always assume that other people are doing the right thing for your family. That's your job.
It's no accident when certain groups and governments or areas try to take the family or the parents' say-so out of school.
We experience that.
I mean, as soon as that agenda starts I mean, you guys are exactly right. It all starts at home. It all starts with the family, and there's no accident why the family gets attacked so much, and everybody tries to separate that and push it apart. And so, I mean, for that reason, I'm very thankful that we homeschool as well.
Yes. Linda wants to know, what's your profession?
Yours or mine?
You.
I am a park ranger for the National Park Service. I work at a national park.
He's got a pretty cool job.
I have a fun job. I can't say much at all bad about that. I get to go to an amazing, beautiful place that everybody else wants to go on vacation. I get to see it every day for work.
Yep.
I'm shaking the camera.
Yeah. Want to be better said, hey girl. She said the enemy always wants to destroy good seeds, and that's so true. Jump Off said, I was in the Army and thought that the school would do their job right. When I found out differently, you should have seen their faces when I drove up in a deuce and a half. I don't know what that means, but I can imagine.
Yeah, that's big vehicle. Big
Is
truck.
it okay? Yeah. I don't speak car.
Deuce and a half. That's I think that's one of those big Army transport things,
wow.
isn't it? So
yeah. Well, whenever he was talking about
cool.
when he was talking about the system wanting to kind of divide the family, we experienced that firsthand when our kids were going to public school. Parker got in trouble for something that we didn't think he should be in trouble for, and we believe that our kids should respect the rules, absolutely, but this one particular rule was really dumb, and they wanted to make an example out of him. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I want to say something when you get done.
Okay, so we contacted the school. We contacted the administrator who set up this punishment for our kid, and told them we disagreed. We thought it was ridiculous, and that we would take care of the matter at home, and that would be enough. Well, they said no, because they've set the punishment. They were going to go through it. It did not matter that we were his parents. What we wanted for him did not matter, and that was infuriating.
So Daddy's life, they're going to start homeschooling, and again, yes, right now you're sending them to a public school that really you cannot guarantee that they're going to be safe at. Now, I know that's a touchy situation right now, but with everything that's going on in the world today, that is a good reason. You can keep them home. You can teach them the way they need to be taught, and you know how to keep them safe better than the school system does. And if you came in late, wallbuilderslive.com, listen to their podcast today, because they mentioned that. They said there's been about a 20% increase in homeschoolers due to this whole safety and violence that's going on in public schools in this whole debate. A lot of people are pulling them out because they know I can control them and keep them in a safe environment, and you guys aren't doing that because you're not allowing them to be, you're not allowing anybody there to be trained to protect them. So, I mean, we can debate that all night long, how they need to do that, but if you know, that's been a big reason why some people are pulling them out in homeschooling.
Right.
So, and if you didn't hear me earlier, go to Wall Builders Live and listen to that homeschool podcast today. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Shooter drills are necessary.
Let's see. Give my 3.
Yeah, drills are necessary. Being prepared are necessary. But the fact that you're keeping them in a box where no protection's allowed. There's several academies now, and I'm talking about like not police academies, but I guess you could say like shooting academies, where there are trained people that are training like concealed carry, but also all these shooter school drills. They're training them for free. They're waiving the fees because they want school teachers to come and get trained. If the school will allow them to be a part of that kind of citizen security in the schools, they'll do it for free. So that's cool.
Right. Yeah, Jump Off A said, I remember the atom bomb drills, duck and cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, Parker's already disappeared. We'll tell him in a little while that
I said hey, and he yelled hey back a while ago, so.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, we got on this whole homeschool rant.
Yeah.
I thought we was going to talk mostly about bacon tonight.
And I do like how Daddy's Life said we can control how they treat others. And I think that is one thing that is really lacking. I mean, I think one of the reasons why you have all these shooters is because human life is not valued. It's not being taught. How you treat other people is so key. And, you know, they say a lot of these shooters are bullied. Well, again, because the bullies are not treated.
Jump off face. See you later. They're leaving.
They're not taught how to love and to treat other people.
Homeschooling offers more access to bacon.
This is true.
Well, it also allows us the freedom to do our vacations when we want to do our vacations, which is amazing because we've been able to take advantage of that with her working with Homesteaders of America and other things that we've been involved with. We're able to take a few days and go and hang out with some of the people that's with us right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, we couldn't have done that if our kids were in public school, because we couldn't have pulled them out of school for a week.
Right.
They wouldn't have allowed it.
Earth One, my experience, the best way to cook bacon is in the oven. You get it, the crispiness, and you can cook a lot at once. We generally cook a whole package at one time. We're a pound of bacon at a time kind of people, you know.
Somebody else is asking what my profession is.
Oh, no, Linda's the same person that asked about what you do, but she said, what is your type of profession? Time and temp. Hang on, I think I cooked it at, hang on, let me think. 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. Check on it at 10 minutes. Or when you start to smell the bacon, start checking on it. Okay.
When she says type, is she talking about it?
I'm not exactly sure.
Well, I'll tell you this. So I work for the park system, but I'm an interpreter, which means I am a park interpreter. I am a natural resource interpreter. I tell the history and tell the stories and connect the visitors with what they're seeing. So hopefully that answers your question.
Earth One said, I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right.
Oh, me.
Yeah. Oh, that's how we cook bacon in the Army. Well, then we got to be doing it right if that's how the Army does it.
What? Put it in the...
Cooking bacon in the oven.
It was so good.
I know.
Very good.
I know.
Y'all got to go check out that photo I posted.
See, Chaos and Grace said 2 towns over from us, there was a shooter who had just graduated that was thankfully stopped by a guard who was armed. Stopped him before he got to the first classroom. He blamed being bullied. But you know what's funny, though? I mean, I think since the dawn of time, people have been bullied, but they did not kill people. You know? Like, I was bullied in school. I was never driven to hurt anybody. I know a lot of people who were bullied in school, but they didn't hurt a lot. They would hurt the person who was bullying them, but they wouldn't take out everybody. I don't understand that.
Well, it's like when my dad was growing up, he says, you know, there'd be some bullies until some kid would finally stand up to them and pop them in the nose, and then they wouldn't bully no more. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they just kind of handled it on their own, but nowadays you can't really do that. I mean, I don't condone that, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's
a different world we live in today.
It is. I wear apron said, wish you were closer. I would keep you supplied with bacon.
Well,
oh my goodness. And I would keep you supplied with hugs for bringing us bacon. Society is raising entitled, coddled kids nowadays. Yes, that is very, very, very true. Marie says, I'm told that screens are changing brain chemistry so they don't really think about the consequences. That's what I've heard too. I know they say that like the Columbine shooters played violent video games. I don't know if that's, I don't know if that chemistry changing thing is true or not, but I do think there's definitely a problem. And it all begins at home. It all begins, I think, with the relationship with the parents and the kids.
Think one study that was done is, I think it was, if you go back the last 20 years, every mass shooting in the last 20 years, the shooter, I think it was all but one. So 99.9%, all mass shootings in the last 20 to 25 years, it was a kid that come from a broken home. He did not have that family to grow up in. Mm-hmm. And again, it goes back to, there's some terrible parents, but the family unit, I can't say enough about the family unit. It is the solid foundation where you need to begin.
Right.
And anyway, so
yeah,
that has a lot to do with it.
Chaos and Grace said, I agree with that to a point, but when screens go off, parents need to kick in, and so many parents are absent and dismissive of their parents. Right. Well, and the Bible even says what a child left to himself is his mother's. I can't remember.
Well, it talks about idleness leading to folly and leading to getting into trouble.
Right.
So, what was it? I heard a guy that I respect really well. He used to tell me the thing I would never want to say to my parents was I'm bored.
Yeah.
Because if you told them that you were bored, they would find about 50 things for you to do, and 49 of those is something you probably don't want to do.
Yeah.
So you never acted like you were bored.
Thank you, Marie. That's right. Brings his mother to shame. Thank you. I was getting ready to look that up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, child left to himself. Rich said, you own your property and you pay taxes. How do you feel about your funds paying for public education, seeing you homeschool? How do you feel about that?
Well, I do wish we had more control and say so on where our funds went.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are lots of things tax dollars go to that I don't want my tax dollars going to.
Right.
Now I don't know how you could set the system up where you could control all of that, but um, I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
I wish I could control it.
Right.
Um,
But I mean, I think it's just one of those things that is what it is. I mean, it stinks, but it is what it is. Render unto Caesar's what is
but
Caesar's.
you know what? Even though we don't send our kids to the public school, we could still run for the school board.
Isn't that weird?
I can still be on the school board if I want to. And be honest with you, the way people vote today, it wouldn't take but a small group of people to get me elected. I'm not doing it. I don't have the time to do it.
You've been thinking about
But no, I'm just saying, we talk about our tax dollars going there, even though we're not involved. We can get involved if we want to. You can still go to the school board meetings, just like we were a parent with a kid there.
Yeah.
I mean, we can still be very active and try to help. Just because we don't send our kids there doesn't mean that we should abandon our community's school system and not try to make it better.
Yeah. Nunda said she'd vote for you.
Thank you, Nunda.
Yeah, well, and I'll also say this too, not that it benefits us in any way, but every year in the state of Kentucky, you have to send in a letter of intent to homeschool to your county board of education. And it's kind of their way, I guess, of keeping up and making sure that all children are accounted for, I guess. But does it benefit us in any way?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we don't get any.
I got a vote from Nunda. I feel like I'm a winner already.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fun.
Awesome. Oh, so Rich said, thanks. Gotcha. Thanks. Interesting subject here in New York State. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jack, for answering the question. Great job. Blue Ridge said, my
welcome.
son got his head beat in the ground because he was a Christian. My goodness.
Yeah, and they act like
I hate that.
they act like Christians don't get
Persecuted.
picked on
Yeah.
because of their faith. They
Yes.
do.
Jump
lot.
off A. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't stop when you're an adult either.
No.
Well, wow, we have covered an amazing array of topics tonight.
We have.
We need to go ahead and probably start winding this down though. So what else you got?
Well, generally we do a Q&A at the end.
All right.
Oh, we just
Well,
started the last few
I mean,
weeks.
we've got an hour. We already went our hour. So let's take the next 5 or 10 minutes and do a quick Q&A.
And it all started with bacon, Jennifer said.
Yeah. Well, we started with the keto diet,
Uh-huh.
and then that led into some bacon and kind of the coffee, bulletproof coffee, what all that was and everything. And then there was the great question about the homestead box, homeschool box.
Good night, Shakima.
So, yeah.
Love you, lady.
And then the hour just flew by.
It did. Okay.
So we'll see if there's any questions. If no one has any questions for us, that's cool too. Because I just started homeschooling my 6th grader. Any advice?
Oh,
any advice?
Fun.
The first year is always the most difficult because it's all the adjustment. It's all trying to figure out your routine and how you're working. There are so many resources online. There are so many. You'll find there's so many other people that you didn't know was homeschooling, probably around your area. So, what else you got for that?
Yeah, I would say definitely best piece of advice, first of all, is to enjoy every second of it and give yourself time because you're not going to get it all figured out the first year. You just won't.
Yeah.
In fact, you may not even get it figured out your second year.
Well, the second year, though, was probably 100 times easier than that first year.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, the second year seemed like it was so much better.
Yeah.
And don't think you have to do school like school.
Right. For sure. Absolutely. And I think being open-minded to what education is
Let's see.
is also helps.
Good night. Oh yeah, there's a couple people going.
Yes.
Don't compare what you're doing to anyone else.
We don't get a tax
Oh,
break
yeah.
on our taxes.
Yeah, don't compare what you're doing to other people or other schools.
Right. I think the best advice that was given to me was don't use the curriculum. The curriculum is not a taskmaster. It's a guide. And I thought that was a really great, you don't have to do everything the curriculum says. Just kind of take bits and pieces and
kind of like in the Pirates of the
like.
Caribbean, the Pirates Code. It's more suggestion.
Yeah, because I remember that first year I went by what the curriculum said for the beginning, and then you kind of relax and you just kind of glance at it, and then once you get the hang of it, I mean, I don't even look at it anymore, really.
Yeah, and sometimes you have these impromptu teaching moments. Sorry. My son one day, just out of the blue, started asking me about Egypt and the pyramids and what is the Sphinx? What are they talking about? What is this stuff? Who built it and everything? We probably spent the next 3 or 4 days watching tons of YouTube videos about building the pyramids and mummies and just the Egypt culture back then. And I mean, I went back and we found, we pulled some stuff out of the Bible that talked about ancient Egypt. We talked about more modern Egypt. I mean, it was cool. And we had not planned on that at all.
Right.
But we ended up spending a whole week on it. And that was cool. So you will have things come up. If you find that your kid is interested in a certain subject like that, go with it.
Absolutely.
Go with it.
They're going to learn more because they're interested than anything you could possibly force them to learn.
If you tell them next week you're going to study about Egypt and mummies and stuff, and they're like, I don't want to, then they're not really going to get anything out of it.
Yeah. And also, I forgot what I was going to say, but I was going to point out too that our daughter, kids are naturally curious. That's what I was going to say. Kids are just naturally curious. And the more you expose them to, history or whatever, they're going to want to learn more. So our daughter, since we talk a lot about Second Amendment and shooting and things like that, our daughter got really interested in
what is your favorite
law.
keto dish?
In law. And so she wanted to study Second Amendment law and even thought about becoming a lawyer to defend the Second Amendment.
There's a King Tut exhibit in California.
Awesome. My favorite keto dish, wow, that's a toughie. I would say probably, as of right now, what I've tried, I would say, bacon always.
Bacon! No, I'm joking.
But no, I really love lazy lasagna. Has been one of my favorite dishes so far. Yeah, it's good. Really, really good. And egg roll in a bowl. I really, really love egg roll in a bowl.
That was good. I like that.
That's good.
That was very good.
Let's see. Thank you so much. Today was day 1. It was a successful day. We are so excited to see what this next chapter of our life brings. Enjoy every second. It goes by so fast. Our first year was our daughter's 7th grade year, and she's a junior now. Next year is her last year, and I'm like, how did that happen? We're already here. It's so crazy.
All right. Any more questions? Are we about done? First year's the hardest. Absolutely. We live in California. We'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, the King Tut. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, we will go ahead and get off here. And everybody have a great night. Have a great week. And, what else? You got anything else?
Not one.
Yeah, Parker always says, hit that thumbs up button.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue our keto diet. We're going to continue getting some exercise. We're going to continue trying to just do the best we can with what we got. And hopefully everybody will have a good week, and hopefully you will too.
Nanda said, and remember to vote for Jack for school board.
Well, yeah. Nah. I think I'll just this school board here at this house, that's enough for me. She's the teacher, I'm the principal, so
yeah,
that's fine.
Yep, love it. This was fun. Thank you guys.
See you guys later. I'll see y'all on the next video.